Before we talk about the San Diego Pomona game that you guys should have won, you had a lead late in the contest, and then Pomona prevailed and double overtime. Just kind of talk about that, what you learned, especially down the stretch. I mean, the game would have been a huge win for you guys, but just kind of talk about just the outcome of what you learned from that contest.
The Pomona game was a tough one to lose. Being up late in the game and turning the ball over down the stretch. But mostly it was Pomona doing what we had done the two previous weekends and winning at the last second. Just pulling off some great shots, great college basketball. And what we had done at Chico and what we'd done at here against Monterey Bay and won at the last second is exactly what Pomona did to us.
How important was it to come back, get back on track at San Diego on the road and get a win and get a split?
It was a character test for us, and I thought we did a great job getting good rest that night and emotionally cleansing ourselves overnight and making the trip down to San Diego the day of the game. We forfeited our practice time by design, and I thought that was a good move. And we prepared through videotape and a paper scout and nothing on the floor, and went to war against San Diego, a very good basketball team who had a 6-game winning streak, which we snapped. They were in first place. We bumped them out of first place. So it was a on-the-road victory. A split was a good thing this weekend.
Second half of the season now, you guys are 500 in conference play. Kind of look back at it as, and this is kind of like the new season being at 500, and you guys just want to climb.
Splitting on the road elevated us in the standings this last weekend, and not that we're trying to strive for splits or 500 basketball. That's not our intent. We've got bigger goals than that. But to do that on the road and be back home this weekend and have the possibility of another home sweep, which we've done the last 2 weekends at home, that would bode very well for us in the standings.
Okay, your Bay Area team's rivals, Sonoma, San Francisco this week. We know what happened at the beginning of the conference season. They got wins against you guys down in their places. I'm sure you want to change that up this time with them coming up at your guys' place.
Yeah, we got a little payback factor, a revenge factor. I mean, that's natural. With the 2 losses on the road down there earlier in the season and having them up here, we'll take a close look at the videotape. We're going to take a look at what they've done lately. We're getting ourselves righted, and we're going to work on game-ending situations because I'm sure there'll be close games.
Yeah, and you guys look at your conference records. All you guys now tied at 6-6.
Yeah, it's a tight race. With all these teams tied up in first place and ourselves right there in the playoff contention, there's a lot of games left, being just over halfway in the conference.
Talk about just there's games that obviously stick out that were obviously game winners, close games, but you guys have had your fair share of close games. Even with the loss last week, how do you guys overcome the kind of come out on the winning edge? Kind of like what you're learning from these tight contests.
Well, I'm proud of how close knit we are. We took 10 guys on this last trip, and they're extremely close. They're enjoying their experience together as a team. They travel well together. They're punctual. They're never late, and they work extremely hard in practice. They're pulling for one another, and our scoring shows that. I mean, we're a balanced scoring basketball team, and they cherish in each other's successes. Honestly, they're genuine about that. And when somebody steps up like an Alan Way and he wins the game, each one of them are very excited for that kid's success, and I think they share that very well. And that's something that we haven't had the last year or two.
All right, final question. Can you talk a little more about the matchup with Sonoma?
Sonoma State's a very good basketball team. They'll be extremely well prepared. They'll have us scouted top to bottom as good or better than any other program in the CC2A. They do an excellent job with that. They're coming off a loss they're probably not proud of, and they'll be a little angry and fired up and very physical, and won't be intimidated by our crowd, and they typically play very well here at Humboldt.